The review committee concluded that the decisions to reclassify this inmate to medium security and transfer him to La Casa institution were sound and followed all applicable laws and policies.
That's the conclusion from a review into the highly controversial decision to move notorious serial rapist and convicted killer Paul Bernardo to a medium security prison. The review was called by the Commissioner of Correctional Service Canada following national outrage that Paul Bernardo, who had spent nearly 30 years in maximum security prisons in Kingston, Ontario, was quietly transferred to La Casa institution in Quebec in late May, a medium security facility located northwest of Montreal.
The difference between Millhaven and La Casa, and I've been to both, he's in a cell. It has the same perimeter controls, high fences, armed patrols.
The inmate has been serving a life sentence convicted in 1995 for the kidnap, torture, rape, and murder of Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French. They were only 14 and 15 years old. He was also convicted of manslaughter in the death of 15-year-old Tammy Homoka.
We want justice to be served.
Part of the review released today states Bernardo's security classification was reviewed 14 times since 1999, each time meeting the criteria, but overridden because of his status as a serial killer.
Despite being a medium security inmate, he is still assessed as a high risk to the safety of the public, even after close to 30 years of incarceration. He also continues to hold a dangerous offender designation, which was imposed by the court.
The findings were only provided to the families yesterday, according to their lawyer, who says they need more time to review. Part of their statement reads, quote, Paul Bernardo sexually and sadistically tortured and terrorized two teenage girls with unspeakable brutality. There is no cure or treatment for sadistic sexual psychopathy. We should not pretend otherwise. These types of decisions should not be made administratively for such offenders. We do not accept that Paul Bernardo should have been transferred to a medium security facility on the basis of the reasons stated in the report and at today's news conference. The lawyer adds they were only notified of the move on the morning of the transfer. The review committee says CSC could have been more proactive.
It recommended that I establish a multidisciplinary working committee to enhance policies and practices pertaining to victims. I accept this recommendation.
Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino has also faced criticism over the controversial transfer.
The minister has made it clear, and I think you've seen the ministerial directive that moving forward, he wants to be formally and directly advised, and this is what I'm going to do moving forward.
Earlier this morning, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was asked about the review. He says the family's concerns and grief need to be centered.
Our Minister of Public Safety has engaged with Corrections Canada to ensure that going forward there are lessons learned about how we make sure that sensitivity and putting the concerns of the families are at the heart of any significant decisions like this.
The Commissioner also adds that the victims and families were contacted prior to the release of this review, and she has spoken with them. In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.